So to start with my explanation, the best way to start it is basically talking about blackjack. Blackjack is basically a game where you bet and stand and hopefully get 21. And if you're over 21, you bust. And basically, it starts off with the card class. The card class is used to get each value of the ranks, suits, which are like hearts and values. And the ranks and suits are stored in arrays, and there's certain getter methods that get a certain part of the array. These X's right here are used so so it's could be easier to get each part of the array since it starts at 0 and just much more convenient. And the rest are just getter methods. This right here creates a card, and this will be very useful later on. And well, we could talk about right now because over here, this is a deck class. It creates a whole new deck, and from the card class, it creates a new card and gets the parameters of this. Well, it loops through each rank and each suit, which creates a card for each certain rank and suit, and it adds it to this list. This is added from the deck. Then the rest are just getter methods, and this one is pretty important. It removes a card. I'll explain this later on as we go down. This is a shuffle method. It goes to the randomizer and shuffles the whole entire deck. And for the hand class, it adds a new list for you for the player card or the dealer card. And this is just showing if you have a blackjack, and this is you're busted. And for this, it prints out every card and just says every card for the dealer. This 2-string basically goes to all the cards and prints out each value of each one. So I think we could start talking about the actual blackjack class itself. So it starts off in this, and it has an established bankroll, and it starts off by this part of it, by playing around. And once you play around, which is over here, it goes through this, and you have to start off by entering a stand or a hit. And you use an if statement to check if it's a hit or a stand. And from here, if it was hit, it would go to the player. And if it was hit, it would add a card. Then it would just check. Same goes for the dealer. If I can find it. Oh, find it later. For this, it just checks if the player wins or not. It depends if it busted, if the player or dealer busted. This just checks if it's tied. Overall, for my certain code, I think I understand. I'm not sure if it's right. For me, I asked if they would like to double down. I asked if they press yes, then it will work. Then it will double their bet, and that adds a card. For this, I'm not sure if this is right because it's not technically working, but I have an idea of how it works. So it loops. It gets each card from all. It gets a card. Well, it loops through every card in the deck, and if it shows that the cards are the same, I'll multiply the bet by 2. Same goes for here, except it loops to the card, and if it was ace, well, I could have put there ace, but then it just asks how much your side bet would be. Overall, I have a better understanding of it, but I probably need more practice with it over time. But I'm getting the gist of it. Because you basically because it's mostly about getter method. Well, it's mostly just playing around with methods, playing around like relating it. Because something I learned in this, like how we get like a class object and add it to another object. Well, you get an object from another class and you mix it with another class. So I'm getting a better understanding of it.